There we go. Oh, now I gotta go find it. Do I have it? I know I do. I know I do. Can you hear me yet?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Where is it? Oh, man, I tell you, it was in there. Now I'm gonna have to update my list. Let me do some fancy typing in here.
Okay.
Oh man, so unprofessional. Sorry. But you know how it is. I'll finish it here.
No, it is.
Danny, how you doing, man?
Good. I'm just designing some stuff. I was listening to your show. It's funny being in like the green room, I think is what you call it.
Yes, I do.
And yeah, it's I'm watching the show, and then like because there's that like 45-second delay or whatever, all of a sudden I just pop. Oh, okay, there we are. Oh, all right, got it. Sorry, let me lift that up.
God, I hope it's not 45 seconds.
I don't know. I'm trying to watch. Let's see. I don't even see me on right now on your show at all. There we go. I just popped on your show.
Oh yeah. If you're watching the Zoom feed, and this goes out to everybody. If you guys are watching the Zoom feed whenever you come up on the show, I feed you the same thing that goes out over the air. And the reason I do that is so you can center yourself in the camera and all that kind of stuff without watching the YouTube video.
Right. Yeah.
So hey, man, why it seems like I don't know, today that we've talked.
I know. It seems like only 4.5 hours ago. That was fun. Thanks for being on the show. That was great.
Oh man, it was a good time. I mentioned it earlier, and I'm just sorry I didn't give any controversy, man. There was no points of contention.
we all just agreed with everything. That was the best part. Is Scott would say something, and usually it'd open up the discussion. We're all just like, yeah, yep.
Makes for great television or broadcast.
That's right. Exactly. We need some drama in there. So yeah, maybe. Toby the Demon that is in your chat, by the way, and he's the same demon from the show.
Oh,
he has his own YouTube channel for some reason.
Oh wow!
Like, he's trying to do something with that. I don't know.
Oh, the Toby. Yeah. So I'm guessing that he has 0 subscribers.
He's got like 12 or something.
He's got 12 already. Wow!
Yeah.
Way to go, Toby.
Doing better than the morning show. Not some morning show.
That's not true. You guys. I don't know how long you've been on. I haven't looked at your about page or anything. How long has it been, Danny?
Well, so what happened was, okay, like I created a thing 2018 called Julive. This is before like everyone was really doing live streams, and it was like this thing on my bigger channel, Where's Danny Black, where I went live every day in July, doing fun stuff like what we're doing right now didn't really exist back. Like people weren't really doing that.
Right.
So I did it every day, and it was fun. We built up this really cool community, and I didn't want to annoy people with live streams all the time on my bigger channel because it was more of edited videos and stuff. So I created a second channel. So there was Where's Danny Black? This was Here is Danny Black.
Nice.
And it got confusing for people, so I put that little X before it. So then it was like X Here's Danny Black. And then that turned into X here, and then people were like, "What is X here?" They couldn't figure out that was even supposed to not be a one word. I don't know. So then, maybe it was a couple months ago now, we just decided I was like, I want to do something with this every morning. Let's just do something. So we started this Not So Morning show, and so there's actually videos, like a lot of videos on there from. They're just unlisted right now. But a lot of videos of just where I'm traveling and doing live streams. Like I was parasailing one time in Malaysia, and I have like the phone with I have like good lenses and microphones and stuff, and we're parasailing, and like other times on cruise ships, like sailing into Sydney Harbor or sailing away. Like I was doing that every other day, live streams. It was pretty fun, but you know how it is.
Oh, I know exactly. I know exactly how it is.
Now with the Not So Morning show, it's funny because it takes a lot of work because we're trying to come up with fresh things and keep it like a show that kind of moves along and does different. So tomorrow we're gonna do a Not So Thanksgiving show because tomorrow for me it's Thursday, it's Thanksgiving,
Right.
but where Scotty D, the co-host, is, it's Detroit, it's Wednesday evening. So we have the Not So Thanksgiving. We'll do some Thanksgiving conspiracies, and then we're gonna do like a Tom Hanks quiz, because it's, you know, T Hanks, it's Tom Hanks giving. So,
wait. We gotta go.
Yeah.
You glossed over that Thanksgiving conspiracies like it was nothing, and I gotta know: are there a lot of Thanksgiving conspiracies out there? Now you don't have to go into too much. Don't give away too much.
The main thing about it's not a lot of conspiracy. It's more of this would be more myth versus fact, I suppose. In that aspect, there's a lot of misconceptions, but there is some conspiracy where people, you know, we came over from Europe and we poisoned the Indians, like, oh, here, try this, let's trade, and we did stuff to kill them off.
Oh.
There's some of those kind of conspiracies. Yeah, it's not as deep as I thought. Like when I was searching for them, I'm like, what am I gonna find? I mean, I haven't tried the deep dark web yet, but I'm not planning to go there either.
Well, certainly there's some Thanksgiving dirt in there. I'm just guessing.
What is stuffing really made out of?
Well, there's an entire site devoted to it. They're injecting.
We just create our own. Let's just make up our own conspiracy.
Oh, you should. You should.
Yeah.
Midichlorians in your stuffing.
Aliens actually came for the first Thanksgiving.
Oh man, we didn't even want to eat the birds. They taught us how. Yeah. Nobody wants to eat an ugly bird.
And they killed off the Native Americans, not the Pilgrims. It was just the aliens.
Oh, that's what I heard too.
Yeah. See, we can start some good stuff. By
I
the
think
way,
we just did.
Can you please blur your background a little bit? Please, just a little bit.
I tried, man.
He's right. He's right.
I so tried. You know, honestly, it's funny. It's funny though, because when I did this, my first setup was just over my right shoulder in that corner of the room, and the wall was literally 2 feet behind me, and of course there's zero blur on that, right? And I thought, you know, I needed to look more open, so now I'm shoved against this wall. And it's as far as away from me as it possibly can. What, about 15 feet or something? And these cameras are just not set up for that sort of thing, right? I mean, we do. Right. There is a lot of iris settings.
I have a 10 to 18.
Oh, okay.
So that helps a little bit.
Yep.
I mean,
well, the closer I get, the more blurry it should appear.
Yeah.
This is not going to be a good look for anybody. Sorry, folks. This is an HD camera, man. You don't want me too close to it.
What did you say on your very first episode? You have a face for radio and a voice for
print, and I can't spell. Yeah.
A voice for. That's funny. I like that.
Oh yeah. Well, you know, you got to face your fears, and that was one of those. And I've said it before. My second video was all about how horrible it was watching my first one for me. I mean, immediately.
It's been a year. I'm anxious to look back a year from now and look at the videos, you know, like that we've been doing, and just kind of be like, oh my gosh, you know. And we're spending, you know, it takes some time. Like you know, you spend a lot of time doing this stuff. What does it mean for your channel now that you can monetize it? Like what do you plan to do with it? Are you going to have ads, or are you going to?
Not yet, no. And I'll tell you why. Is because YouTube doesn't deserve to make money off of my content until they get their rules straight. And I'm not talking about COPPA. Yeah, this is a principled stance I've taken for a long time. Right? They've kicked a whole bunch of people off because of a subjective application of the rules that they wrote. I find that to be horrible. I find it to be unethical. And until they can prove to that they are not that type, and we talked about it today, the government's probably going to step in because they're so stupid and make them do one or the other, become a platform or publisher. Yeah. And I've always said the only reason I wanted to hit 1K as a first milestone would be to get the community tab, because then I can talk to the people that really matter, and that's the people that show up both to the show or potentials and that sort of thing.
Oh, but you know what? The community tab sucks. It really, like,
well, it's better than nothing
for my bigger channel. No. It is barely better. It is barely just above nothing, because it doesn't push out to your audience. Like if I post anything on, so my bigger channel has almost 8,000 subscribers. If I do anything on the community tab, maybe I'll get like 13 thumbs ups, probably no comments. And it's just like, it's, I don't know. Do you know No Small Creator? Hashtag No Small Creator, that group?
Yes.
Did you ever hear about that one?
Yeah.
So even with that, like it's been a while since I posted there, and I posted like just a small little clip of the little America versus Australia thing, and then at the end, said check out the link in the description to watch the full thing. Literally one person thumbs up, and it was someone that was friends with already, and I'm like what's the point of this? So obviously there's some kind of way that it's suppressing it or whatever. Well, I just like,
yeah, now you've got to ask, what is the point, right, of even having the community tab?
Well, so, that's, when you get it, when you try it, you'll know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate because you'd want it to be so much better than what it is. And so
yeah. The one reason that I wanted is because when you just go to your homepage on YouTube, you've got a block where certain community posts will come up. And that has, I don't normally like those.
And you have to click community, right?
No, it's like the third section down. You've got a bunch of videos. Well, I don't know about the new interface. I haven't even thought about that because they made all the thumbnails bigger and they might have moved it out of the way. But, in the same way that it would show you, people who subscribe to blank also watch these videos, and it'd have a list, like a small playlist of those. But that would be a block as well, and you'd have about like 4 or 5 different community posts from some of those folks that you subscribe to. And I thought, well, that's better than nothing, right? Because it will show up for people, but it has drawn me into some content that I might have missed otherwise, especially given the notifications suck balls.
Dude, here's what I think. Okay, YouTube. Yeah, right. Yeah, it's scary, but I'm like, why is no big tech company taking advantage of this? Like, if Amazon Prime or Netflix or even Apple, they all have streaming services now. They're like, hey, you know what? Become a creator on our platform. We'll give you a big chunk of your ad revenue. We'll give you all this stuff, and all of a sudden, people are going to start coming over to there. And then when they're on that platform, and then people will be like, oh, there's movies here, I'll rent this and that. Like, it's so, why are they not doing this? Like, YouTube's screwing it up. It's time for a big tech company to pick it up and say, this is our chance to run, take and run with it. And,
I think it's going to happen.
Screw us over eventually, probably, too.
Probably.
At least for a little bit, we can have some fun.
Yeah, exactly. Especially as early adopters, right? Because those of us who are on the low end of the totem pole here, we're going to jump right away and try to be first adopted.
That's what everyone did on like DLive, and Twitch and all that stuff. They're jumping in and trying to get there first. But it's the biggest thing with YouTube was it's a search platform for the most part. So if you're ever looking up how to do this or what's in this or whatever, you look up on Google and you'll see videos pop up which are YouTube, and then you also look up on YouTube to find things too. So that's huge. But I don't know.
Yeah, if it were consistent. I know we use it all the time because I do it all the time as well. But I pointed out a lot of its inconsistencies over this past year. One of my favorite go-to, which I know is anecdotal and really close to home, is if you do a search for call-in show with or without the hyphen, I don't show up for 200 flipping videos. and I've got over 500 videos out there, both live stream and uploaded. Every single one of them is optimized for that term and more, and I'm on every day, almost nearly every day. And some of those videos, a great deal of those videos that show up before me don't even mention call in. That tells me that the search engine's broken in some way. So
I didn't even realize that you had a hyphen in here. I'm looking at it right now. Like, oh.
Well, if you look at my descriptions and whatnot, I will jump in and out, and I do that for a reason, because I'm trying to make sure that the search engine pick up from both terms.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, I've been doing SEO for the better part of 20 years.
Since
before it was even a thing.
Yeah, you said you did your first website. I didn't even realize websites were around except for what was that? Zumbo? No, what was Zumbo.com? No, what's that website?
When you're talking about the late 90s?
Yeah, like it was like the first website. Maybe not the first website. But it was this website. It's like Zombo.com. Yes, it's just this one guy that keeps doing a voiceover. Really? Somebody's got to know in the chat.
I bet they probably do. I don't remember that one. But actually,
it's so funny.
Yeah, I've been developing websites since '93. I did my first paid website in '93.
How's your website right now?
videocollinshow.com.
Yeah.
It's Nowheresville. I've got the URL, but I haven't done anything with it.
See, I have where'sdannyblack.com, but all I do is link up my Facebook and my SoundCloud as a musician and my YouTube. And it's just nobody, like, why do people go to websites anymore? Like, when was the last time I went to a website that wasn't like a store, you know?
Right,
like an
right.
actual store. It's
well, for information too, but my argument is always, and here's another good thing, Danny, to piggyback on what I was just saying. I kill it in DuckDuckGo, in Bing, in Yahoo. I kill it in all different sorts of search engines. Google and Yahoo, I suck. And maybe that's because I'm too critical of them. I don't know. Maybe I'm being shadow banned or ghosted or whatnot. But but yeah, my website. I haven't found a purpose for it yet. I mean, this is where the magic happens, and I don't know that the traffic that I get on my website would be that much. But it's like anything else, you know. Cobblers' kids have no shoes.
Yeah, well,
just don't have the time for it.
I will say that there was an ironic part to this because on my website I used to have my calendar of all my gigs, and you know I was like, nobody's even looking at this, so I took it away. And I got so many people like, hey, where's your calendar at? Like they were using that to find out when I was playing, but nobody was really. By the way, my gigs are when I'm home, and I work on cruise ships as well. But when I'm home, I just have these random gigs that this agency puts me at, and it's not necessarily. I don't need to bring people to it.
Yeah.
In fact, when people go to those gigs, it's usually a lot more work for me than it is when I can just sit there and play kind of background music. I get paid to practice a lot, so.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's kind of what it is. But yeah, I took it away because with agency gigs, sometimes we need to put you here instead of here. I didn't want people to plan their whole evening and then I'm not there. Or even on cruise ships, it's like that. Things like that would change where it's like, oh, I'm supposed to be on this cruise. Oh, they really want me for this one, so I'm not there. And if someone and people, it sounds funny, but people book cruises that they know I'm going to be on.
That's awesome.
So they book a whole vacation. But if they booked a vacation and I ended up not being on there, that would just be that. I don't want that on my conscience.
Right, right.
I took it off. I just like I'm not advertising this stuff anymore. It's scary. So,
well, I know we talked a little bit about that. By the way, Magic Jones is in the house. Do you know of Magic Jones?
Wait, is Danny a musician? Well, he doesn't know me apparently.
I'm gonna guess not, based on that little interaction
Dick,
right there.
That Dick Toby the Demon. He says this guy sucks, man. Toby.
Ed's killed. Ed, Toby's a friend of the show.
Yeah, Toby. Hey.
Toby, what are you doing here?
Toby.
It's Toby.
One day, it'll just be a Toby with your blank background, like just audio only. You'll see that pop in one time. You'll be like, oh, this is gonna be funny.
Oh, awesome! It'll be like my Halloween show.
Yeah.
Okay, I know we've had this discussion before, but what do you play?
So I'm a guitarist. I do like a lot of loop pedal stuff. I do have a D Live, and I play on D Live once or twice a week. I'm just taking requests, even people that ask me to learn songs. So guitar, sing, and looping pedals to make it kind of really interesting, fun, and creative.
Yeah, I don't know that we talked about that because I think I would have remembered it, dude.
Well, no, we talked about it when there's 5 or 6 other people on the show.
Oh, okay.
And you guys were focused on the dead dog in the corner.
That was my fault.
It wasn't dead, by the way. It was just my dog sleeping, and everyone wanted to.
The dog's okay, folks. The dog is okay. Oh man, I thought that pillow was him. He's still not moving, man.
He decides to wake up at. Oh, hold on. He decides to wake up at 4:45 in the morning today, and then he'll sleep all day. Sorry.
Nice. Yeah, the reason I brought up Magic Jones. Oh, we haven't lost yet. Was he's a musician also, and I usually remember stuff like that. I think we lost Annie. lost Danny. And I didn't even get to ask him about the golden rule yet.